You spent in total on your surgeries?
At this point, maybe like 300,000, like on all my surgeries.
Can you give me like a lowdown of what you've had done? Do you mind?
Yeah, of course. So I've had a full facelift. That's why I have these scars like back here. A lip lift. And then I've had a rhinoplasty. I've had a cheek lift where they cut the muscle and they place them up higher.
I was convinced the plastic surgery effect would not hit me, which is like the fact that after you get plastic surgery, like you just like lose your personality, you know, like you just become like one of the girls is what they say.
When it comes to getting plastic surgery and getting BBLs, and they become arrogant and they start treating other women like they ain't shit. They start belittling the natural ones.
What plastic surgery they're getting done on social media, right? It's good to have transparency so that you're not comparing yourself to someone who's gotten like work done. However, on the other side of this coin, this is something that I have been personally kind of like struggling with and noticing within myself that I think is a result of all of this. Because of all this openness and transparency now, especially like on TikTok and online, I feel like it has become so normalized for people to think that getting this work done is like what just everyone does. Like, oh, it's just normal. This is standard.
I love the results, but now every time I look in the mirror, I see something else that says, fix me, fix me. The back fat, fix me. The bra fat, fix me. Now I see why people are addicted to surgery.
I'm your host, Miss Breeze, for this video series called What's Going On in the World. Body dysmorphia really is plastic surgery blindness, y'all. I'm going to be sharing my hot takes on this topic, and I want you all to do the same in the comments. Let's watch a few clips together.
You spent in total on your surgeries?
At this point, maybe like 300,000, like on all my surgeries.
Can you give me like a lowdown of what you've had done? Do you mind?
Yeah, of course. So I've had a full facelift. That's why I have these scars like back here. A lip lift. And then I've had a rhinoplasty. I've had a cheek lift where they cut the muscle and they place them up higher. I had a buccal fat removal. I've had my lips done clearly, but that's like non-surgical. I've had my chest done twice, lipo on my stomach twice, my arms lipo, thighs lipo, and I've had my ass done twice, BBLs.
This is an extreme version of low self-esteem. Like, surgery in essence, when it's cosmetic, is a form of body mutilation. Let's be honest. When you get tattoos, you are mutilating the skin. It's a form of mutilation. Transforming your look drastically really does reflect the mindset of how you view yourself or how you want to see yourself. This person has had facelifts done where they detach the muscle and attach it again. The success rate of plastic surgery is not as high as you think it is. So every time you successfully have a procedure done, consider yourself fortunate. Most people actually have bad experiences with plastic surgery, specifically, especially with the BBLs. And this individual had 2 BBLs, probably because the second one was a revision to fix the first one. Usually that's why people get multiple BBLs. The scary part is that everyone has their own choice of how they want to treat their body, how they want to look. And it's up to the doctor's discretion to deny a service if they feel like it will do more harm than good. Because I believe they pledge an oath that says do no harm or something like that. But it's a form of self-harm when you overdo surgeries. That's just my hot take. I'm not saying that you can't improve upon yourself and go under the surgical knife to do so. What I'm saying is you might not need 2 BBLs. You might not need a facelift. You might not need to overfill the lips. Share your hot takes below on this topic.
I was convinced the plastic surgery effect would not hit me, which is like the fact that after you get plastic surgery, like you just like lose your personality, you know, like you just become like one of the girls is what they say. I spent 25 years of my life like that. I'm not going to change until I went on a date with this guy and he was like, so do you ever miss like how you used to look? Do you ever regret anything? And I was like, yeah, I kind of miss like being pretty, you know, because I could only be sexy because of the crazy work I got done. So I miss deciding what I was going to look like that day. Like, am I going to be pretty? Am I going to be cute? Am I going to be sexy? And he just started laughing at me, like not with me, like at me.
That moment sometimes is all it takes to crystallize someone's opinion of themselves. When you spend that moment to be vulnerable with someone or to open up about how you perceive yourself and they laugh, that can make someone run back to the surgery table to either add more onto what they've already done or undo what they've already done. I think that we need to be grounded in our own self-esteem of how we perceive ourselves outside of the pressures of social media. outside of the pressures of social standards that we feel and see. You really have to have a strong mind, a sense of self, so that you are not overdoing or indulging in things that's truly not meant for you. This woman looks like a beautiful woman to me, but I understand her perspective of I can never be pretty or cute. I always have to be sexy because of the lips, because of the eyes, because of the enhancements that she's done to herself. Men are going to categorize her based on what they see. A lot of men see women who get surgeries as easy. Not to say you should not get surgeries because of the perspective a man may have of you, but it really does influence your dating choices. If they see a woman that has overly arched, raised eyebrows, facelift, super big, flawless looking lips, lashes that could just make you fly away, like men really do categorize how they see women, and you shouldn't live for the approval of men, of course. But depending on what you want out of life, you should really take a deep dive into your own patterns and awareness of yourself so that you don't spiral out of control. Like she said, I've just become one of the girls, meaning I'm just like everybody else who gets the surgeries, chasing a look, an illusion, because of the work that they may lack internally that they've done on themselves. Who knows how people are really going to look in the future, honestly? Like perceptions of attraction change over time. It changes country to country, continent to continent. I think we have to be really careful how much we use surgery to enhance how we believe we want to look or be perceived. Because a lot of times I think it can do more harm than good.
Maybe it is happening.
And on top of that, all these women that are getting surgery, they still eat disgusting. Like, how you get surgery and you still eating disgusting? That makes no sense, man. You are what you eat. You heard? Remember that. When it comes to getting plastic surgery and getting BBLs, and they become arrogant and they start treating other women like they ain't. They start belittling the natural ones, the ones that are really putting in the work. And I agree with you when you said some of them go crazy and they become very arrogant.
So unnatural in their perception of self that they say these things to others because it's okay in their world. Like, what has this come to? I understand plastic surgery is normalized and it really does enhance the look of some individuals, especially if you're in the world of aesthetics, you're an influencer, so on and so forth. But just because plastic surgery could help a certain thing or a certain look you have doesn't mean you should go running to the surgical table. It's not always successful when these procedures are done. Some people literally cease to exist after getting surgeries done because surgeries inherently are dangerous. When you go under anesthesia, it's not always a guarantee you will wake up. It's like a medical mystery, even how anesthesia works. A lot of people really don't understand the dark world of plastic surgery. Be careful what images you believe. Be careful hearing the opinions of even acquaintances and friends that tell you you should get work done. It's insane, the rationale behind how people normalize extreme body modifications. Let me know your thoughts on that.
And that's not a cool skill to develop at all, actually. Because God don't like ugly. That's why I go hard sometimes when I talk about these topics, because, like, it's not a lot of people doing it. It's not a lot of people defending the natural woman. This new generation, they everywhere with it.
I have a really controversial thing to say on TikTok right now. Not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous to say it, but I haven't heard anyone else talk about this, and so I kind of feel like I have to. So I'm all for the fact that people are open about what plastic surgery they're getting done on social media, right? It's good to have transparency so that you're not comparing yourself to someone who's gotten like work done. However, on the other side of this coin, this is something that I have been personally kind of like struggling with and noticing within myself that I think is a result of all of this. Because of all this openness and transparency now, especially like on TikTok and online, I feel like it has become so normalized for people to think that getting this work done is like what just everyone does. Like, oh, it's just normal. This is standard. Like the Botox, the filler, the chins, the boob jobs. It's starting to feel like everyone kind of does these things.
Honestly, truthfully, it's the phones, y'all. Every time I open a social media app, I'm not even into plastic surgery. But every woman I see, I just got Botox. I just got a little touch up. I'm doing facial balancing, where they get injections all over the face to give more of an aesthetic appeal, to make features look more even. These fillers migrate. It becomes attached to the fat in your skin. Sometimes, if it's injected too deeply, can cause facial paralysis. I can't wrap my mind around believing that I absolutely need plastic surgery. Not to say that it's impossible to have a change of mind, okay? As people age, their feelings change towards what modifications they would like to have. I completely understand getting a facelift. If you're well into your 50s or 60s, you actually heal better at that age. If you didn't know that, when you get these procedures done later on with mature skin. I'm not against plastic surgery. I'm against the extreme body modifications that are unnecessary. She says not everyone is getting surgery. At this point, anyone with a little bit of money, it seems like they run straight to the surgical table, especially women who suffer with self-esteem issues, who want to be seen, visible, attracted. You have to be really careful what images you allow to seep into your consciousness that you compare yourself to. Because a lot of times these girls are getting surgeries, extreme modifications, and then on top of that, putting filters on their content. So they don't even fully look like what they look like without it. You really never know what you see, because what you see is not always real.
And that it's normal for you to do it as well. When in actuality, we really don't need this much plastic surgery.
No one ever tell me that once you start getting surgery and to fix the things you hate, you start hating other parts of your body. Like, why? I got my breast reduction and I got a pennicolectomy and I love the results, but now every time I look in the mirror, I see something else that says, fix me, fix me. The back fat, fix me. The bra fat, fix me. Now I see why people are addicted to surgery.
That's why. It's because they're able to get a result seemingly overnight without putting in the work to change the way that they look through exercise and diet. And they say, wow, this is the power of surgery. Now I have 1,000,001 things that I'm nitpicking that I want fixed. It's a slippery slope. Unless this surgical intervention is going to significantly enhance how you appear in the world, increase your visibility in a way that makes sense, then go for it. For instance, a woman that's average across the board, if she has a difficult time getting dates from guys she likes, maybe slight enhances helps. Before surgery, might I add, like a change in wardrobe, better diet and exercise, more or increasing her makeup skills before getting the surgery. If you have a deformity, I understand surgeries. If you're having any type of health complications because of something that you naturally are dealing with, I understand needing to get something like a gastric bypass, for instance, so it can help you to lose weight. So it can help you managing a healthy weight. Like, surgery is necessary when it's needed, but when it's not, it's such a slippery slope. Let me know your thoughts.
How do we make it stop? It's like focus on the things that you just got fixed. You hated those things, you got to fix. That's it. No more surgery.
No more surgery. Once you realize that you're just going to always see something that you want to change, that doesn't mean you need to run to the surgical table. A lot of times you need to really take a step back and evaluate why you want that in the first place. How is it going to significantly impact your quality of life? Because most surgeries, especially cosmetic, are not even needed. If you want to see more videos like this, check them out here. Also, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I don't want you to miss my next video.